This video is brought to you by SoccerPro.com. Be sure to visit SoccerPro.com for all the latest soccer gear at everyday low prices with no membership fees. Don't forget to use coupon code SR4U at checkout for $10 off a $75 purchase, plus free shipping within the US. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you an unboxing video of a pair of Adidas Predator LZs and the brand new black and yellow Champions League colorway. Get them out of the box real quick. And as far as this colorway is concerned, it looks a lot different in person than the online stock photos might suggest. It's a lot brighter in person, and I think it looks a lot better in person. So if you want to get a better idea as to how these actually do look, go ahead and check out the link to the review page in the description down below, where you'll find some high quality pictures of these shoes that'll give you a better idea as to how these shoes actually look in person. You're also going to find the full written review for this particular shoe, which is going to give you all the details as to how these shoes fit, feel, and perform. But from the stock photos, I kind of thought that this was going to be one of the more low profile, less flashy colorways from Adidas, and in person that's definitely not the case. So if you were hoping that this was going to be the less flashy Lethal Zone colorway release, being that it is black, I would definitely take a look at some other shoes, because this is a very, very flashy shoe in person. But as far as the colors are concerned, you have this black front, which kind of fades to this metallic gray, light gray colorway, as you guys can see. And like I said, I don't know how great the video is going to show it. It has somewhat of a metallic tinge to it. Looks really sharp in person. Then of course you have all of these bright yellow accents through the stripes, and of course the lethal zones on the shoe. Looks pretty different. You have the black and silver sole plate as well. Overall, really happy with the colorway. I think it's pretty nice looking. As far as the Champions League branding on the shoe, there's nothing on the outside, but if you look at the insole, on the heel you're going to have the Champions League logo. And then of course you have this circuit board pattern running throughout the insole, which is the same pattern you're going to find on the Champions League ball. But as far as Predator Lethal Zone is concerned, like I said, if you want the details, go ahead and check out that full written review on the review page of my website. But as far as what the shoe is concerned, it's one of those shoes that you're either going to love or you're going to hate. I'm kind of still mixed as to if I really do like this shoe or not. I'm not a big fan of having rubber elements on the shoe, and I'm not a big fan of having too much grip on the ball. And that's really what the Lethal Zone is all about, is having all of that extra grip on the ball. And like I said, that's really down to personal preference if that's your thing or not. But as far as the Lethal Zones is concerned, it's all about these 5 zones on the shoe, which are said to enhance certain abilities, and that's just not the case with any shoe, not just the Lethal Zones. Skills are something that you get from practice, not something that you can get from your shoes. No shoe is going to make you shoot the ball better. No shoe is going to make you control the ball better. That's all a skill, and no, like I said, you can't credit your shoes for an ability that is skill based. But as far as the Lethal Zones on here, I'll go through them very quickly. You have the dribble zone on the outside of the shoe. You have the first touch zone on the top of the shoe. You have the drive zone, which is basically your standard striking element, which you would expect from a Predator. You have the sweet spot on the instep of the shoe, which is probably going to be the most noticeable part on here, and it's something that's going to really determine if you're going to like this shoe or not. Like I said, grip is really one of the main things on this shoe. If you don't like the ball to stick to your feet, you're probably not going to like the Lethal Zones, because that's what it's all about. And then as far as the pad on the inside here, this is the pass pad. It's a memory foam insert in the shoe, which gives the shoe somewhat of a more leather-like feel. And that's another thing, this is no longer a leather shoe. First Predator ever to not be released in a natural leather material. Instead you have this synthetic leather material, which is actually pretty good as far as Adidas' first release in this, with this brand new synthetic they have here. It's a leather synthetic, if you want to call it that, and it's soft like leather but doesn't have that natural padding. I would definitely call it on the thinner side as far as touch on the ball is concerned. Really good fit to the shoe. You have the slightly off-center lacing, and of course you have the synthetic suede liner on the inside as well, with this little bit of dimpling. Does a good job of securing your foot in place, and it's still very comfortable from right out of the box. As far as the sole plate is concerned, it's a loosely based off the Sprint frame. Still carries the Sprint frame name, which has been made very popular by the Adi Zero, and it's also part of the reason why the shoe is so light. It weighs in, it has a listed weight anyways of about 8 ounces, so nice and light in your hands. It's not an ultralight shoe by any means, but anytime you're around that 8 ounce mark, that's pretty light for a soccer shoe, and you really shouldn't need anything too much lighter. But as far as the sole plate is concerned, you have the Like I said, the Sprint frame, it's a little bit more flexible than the Sprint frame you're going to get from the Adizero. You have a more flexible rubber through the forefoot area, which I personally really like. I think this is the best version of the Sprint frame that Adidas does use on all of their shoes. And as far as the stud pattern is concerned, you have the exact same stud pattern as the Adizero as well. So you have these triangular shaped studs, which are kind of a blend between conical and bladed studs. Kind of like the best of both worlds as far as I'm concerned. But keep in mind they're a little bit longer for firm ground studs, but should do the job for most people. Other elements include the My Coach slot, which allows you to put the My Coach chip in the shoe should you have one of those My Coach chips. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it as far as the Lethal Zone in the black and yellow Champions League color is concerned. If you guys would like any more info on Lethal Zones, like I said, go ahead and check out that link in the description to the review page on our website. You're going to find the pictures, you're going to find the full written review, as well as buy it now links with exclusive coupon codes for SR4 reviewers to get you guys some additional discounts if you are looking to order a pair of these particular shoes online. Go ahead and leave me a comment down below if you have any questions regarding these particular shoes. And if you have any questions not related to the video, go ahead and leave that on my Facebook page. The link will be in the description of that as well. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.